Welcome to Popcorn Planet. I am Andy Signor, and you just can't write this stuff. It's just crazy to me. Let's go back to a time when Zack Snyder's fan base actually got his cut restored. Hashtag release the Snyder Cut was a real thing. They managed to get the impossible possible. The reality is Warner Brothers, I think most of you rational Zack Snyder fans will acknowledge that Warner Brothers wanted nothing to do with Zack Snyder's movie and the cut. And it seemed like it was never going to see the light of day until AT&T stepped in. And they even surprised my own sources, forcing me and many others to retract statements we put out there saying it was never going to happen. Now saying it's coming out. AT&T was so desperate to get content on HBO Max, given the state of the world and the fact that there was no productions happening, that they decided, you know what? Yeah, just pay this. We'll get this huge fan base to support our release. Hey, it's a win-win for all. And so the Snyder Cut, it happened. And you know what? Good for them. I actually do, even though a lot of fans think I don't, I actually support Zack Snyder. I think he got a really bad rap on that film. They totally screwed him over. He did not get to finish his vision. They not only misled him and took advantage of a tragedy that happened to him and his family, they then just completely changed the movie and made it even worse for people who were upset with Zack's vision. I mean, I'm not a fan of a lot of what Zack chose to do, but my God, they figured out how to make it even worse. And then on top of all that, I do believe the rumors that they were trashing Zack and his vision throughout the shoot. I'm sure that shoot was hell. Ben Affleck has admitted this because he was going through his own alcoholism, divorce, etc. Gal Gadot has acknowledged this, that with reshoots specifically, that she had her own issue with Joss Whedon, that she did come and figure out, talk to the higher ups, etc. And obviously now Ray Fisher has made it very clear that he's had massive problems on the set of that shoot. And you know what? I believe him. I believe there were problems on the shoot. The problem is, now that we've gotten the Snyder Cut and they've been empowered, this fan base, and there's a lot of healthy, sane, rational DC fans and Zack Snyder fans that I think are excited to see this film, and good for you guys. I appreciate that you can be rational and you even are watching. There are a lot of crazier fans who they just can't seem to get enough. Now that they've tasted that power, now that they've gotten what they want, if you'll notice, release the Ayer cut, restore the Snyderverse. There's so much they are now trying to demand, always threatening with their large numbers, apparently, to, do what they can to get their way and to do justice is what's happening. And so I just find it frustrating because there's all these hashtags and things that are happening, but no one has taken it as far as Ray Fisher. Now, I've talked and ran. I want to get into the whole specifics again. I'll remember to put the iCard here. I hope I'll try and put it up there so you guys can go get if you really need to know what am I talking about with Ray Fisher. Where have you been on my channel? I talk about it all the time because I follow that story because it's important to me, because I believe in innocent until proven guilty. I've shared my own reasons of my own stories of why due process is important to me. Yes, I believe victims, if someone comes forward, and we absolutely need to hear them. But after months and months and months and months and no evidence actually coming forward, I'm sorry, we can't torch the careers of people who allegedly, who weren't even there, you suspect did something that maybe they didn't. I'm talking about Walter Hamada, etc. Ray Fisher has spread the goalposts of who needs to never work again, and I can't subscribe to anybody who's going to go that drastic. I have to stand up to bullies, to mobs. This isn't a victim coming forward with evidence that's being ignored. No, evidence was shared. Studio took the evidence, made a third-party investigation, made a verdict, and the person involved in that case is unhappy with the verdict. Now, if there's something else out there and he wants to drop his receipts, great, do it. I will then be there to apologize and say, wow, I wish you just would have done this sooner, but yes, that's serious and we can actually address what happened. Until then, for this guy, Ray, to constantly be out there just talking, spreading it out, stretching, and never actually giving us specifics, not broad, oh, he did this and there was this, general, there was isms and I got to be careful with my words. Oh, this ABUSE. That is such a general term. How? What do you mean? What did he do? What kind of that happened? It's important because we need to be able to determine, is it something criminal? Is it something that actually should push Walter Hamada, Jeff Johns out of society, because that's what it feels like Ray's trying to do, and this army of fans is trying to do. They want blood in their hands. They want to make sure that these people are out, and that's why I make these videos. That's why I stand up. But I want to point out that the irony of this group who forced for that, released the Snyder Cut, all of this stuff, they've now, because of hashtag I stand with Ray Fisher, they've now gone so far to now start saying some of this.
I just simply cannot I cannot get hyped and promote DC films, like just DC films, as a DC film-centric hub. Even the DC properties are there because of some of the names of the individuals that are toxic are on those projects. So in my right mind, in my right heart, I just don't want to get hyped for those anymore. It just saddens me.
Now, I'm not trying to knock this guy here. I'm not putting him on blast. Please leave him alone. I'm just pointing out the division that's happening now in DC films because of Ray Fisher. Ray is doing this. Now, they believe Ray. And I don't knock Chris here for believing Ray. It's his choice, I suppose. But the reality is, Ray, you're now causing some deep, deep cuts. You're now pushing your fan base to go very extreme to a point where they're now signing off on all DC projects based off of the hearsay you keep insisting we must react on. And a lot of these fans, I think, are following suit because they want to believe you, right? They believe you are a man of integrity and they're doing this. But at a certain point, Ray, how far do we need to go? How far do we need to go when they're all doing this?
There's enough people pretty pissed off right now. And I know because my phone is going off. I got thing after thing after thing after thing of people saying, I'm done. Don't care about watching this thing.
I mean, these people who are out there so wanting to watch this, here's what they're being told now what to do.
The only way right now for you to actually hurt Warner Brothers, and I mean this, if you are mad about this situation with Ray Fisher being removed as Cyborg, you have to cancel your HBO Max subscription. You cannot wait until after the Snyder Cut. You cannot wait until after something you want is available for you to watch and then leave, because that's not accountability over entertainment. If you firmly and fervently believe in the concept of A over E, what Ray Fisher's putting out there, if you tweet it, if you retweet it, if you're very vocal about it, at this point, the only way for you to bring any bit of pain to them, to show them as a consumer that you will vote with your wallet, you have to cancel your HBO Max subscription today.
That's the state of DC films right now. That Ray Fisher has pushed to stop The Flash, to stop Suicide Squad. These are the movies that these people are talking about. This is the HBO Max is the platform that brought Zack Snyder back to life. HBO Max is the platform that gave his vision, finally, a chance to come to light. And now these fans, Ray has pushed these fans so far, based off of these vague allegations, he's gotten them so riled up that they will do whatever he says. They will do whatever he says, and they will now cancel the very service that funded this power trip that Ray's on. It's just mind-boggling to me. And I'm not, like I know I've criticized Ray and everyone. I stand for truth, justice, and innocent until proven guilty. I don't just follow any celebrity telling me, oh, that's what he did. There's another comparable case, which is Johnny Depp. Like, there's audio tapes that Johnny Depp has put out there that really make it sort of hard to just deny whose side to take. That's why I passionately report on that story. If Ray was providing evidence, dude, I'd be on his side in a heartbeat. It's just so frustrating about all this. So many people and the haters on side that I stand with Ray Fisher crowds just think we're just hating him and hate him. No, I mean, I leaned in harder when Ray took an attack on me and my buddy Jody. which were lies that he's never corrected, proving that he'll lie and do what he needs to do for the sake of his campaign, which everyone ignores and thinks we're just being petty. No, he proved himself in that moment. And so, it just boggles my mind that people will be just accept, well, we have to believe Ray. And then a lot of the arguments now, as I've talked to people, he's black. Oh, okay, got it. We have to hear him out. I've never not heard him out. When we first made videos, we were on his side. It wasn't until it kept going and going and the story started changing. You add things, the barber thing, where'd that go? Whatever happened with that? It's never brought that up again. Things just, I've followed the story closely, and that's why I feel like it's important for me to continue following the story. It's changed a lot. And what's frustrating to me is I really do think Ray now is abusing his power in his fan base and arming them to do these things for his behalf because he's unhappy with what a third-party investigation uncovered. Now, if there was really some terrible stuff and the third-party investigation knew this and Warner Media has swept it all under the rug and ignored the investigation, and that goes to the top of Jason Kilar and Ann Sarna and all that, and that's a real thing, guys, I will be the first person to come back and adjust my story and report on that news. But if that's the case, why isn't Ray telling us? Why isn't he actually showing us this stuff that's so important so we can actually do the right thing? We can't just react based off of a celebrity telling us it happened. And he told us not only that it happened, but he told us through, I heard it. I heard someone tell me something. It's his own words in Forbes. That's called hearsay, and that could be not correct. He seems like a person who wants to really believe people and stand up for what's right, and good for him, but it's clear he will take it too far. So the fact that he has taken it this far to divide all these fans and people on channels, putting the word out there, riling up a base. I mean, Ray, I don't mean to be so extreme with it, but I see you as a liberal out there. I see you against our president. I'm with you on some of that, to be perfectly honest. I mean, I hear that. But I bet you're asking him for proof, right? I bet you're asking him for very specific proof. The president, Donald Trump, I bet you're asking him for it a lot, right? A lot. Why aren't we allowed to do the same thing to you? I thought accountability is greater than entertainment. Shouldn't accountability be putting all your receipts out? Instead, you keep fanning this flame. You keep being vague. You let these fans do what you need, push them out. You encourage some of these people. You've been on their channels. You've been in there encouraging them to fight for you. And you won't even give them evidence. Why? That's weird, man. That's weird. Oh, because NDAs. Hello, you just spoiled Flash things. Talk about ruining an NDA. I guess you're not in the movie, so you think it doesn't matter. You just published a phone call. Was that even allowed? I mean, you've gone so far above, you told Forbes things that clearly you weren't supposed to tell because they couldn't prove it, and then you got that writer fired. You've done a lot of mistakes throughout this that you don't want to acknowledge. You don't want to take any accountability. Ray, what if you were difficult? What if you upset some people yourself? What if the investigation found, yeah, Josh was a jerk. Okay, cool. Josh is stepping down. Great. But there's no real legal leg to stand on here because he didn't really do anything wrong. These people just had disagreements. They said some mean things. People don't get to be canceled forever because they said a mean thing. And that's the problem here. That's really what could be the definition of what the ABUSE is he said some mean things. I mean, what world are we in where all these fans are literally dying to fight for this man because he said some people said some mean things about him? I mean, if that's really what's happening, then that's why I'm always very hesitant to just join this mob and support a person, because he could be very emotionally involved in this and not really be thinking straight. And the fact that the fan base is now turning into, I'm going to cancel HBO Max. I mean, the irony, it's just unbelievable. The very thing that brought all this out, the very thing that's supporting their hero, Zack Snyder. Like, what Ray is doing is dividing DC fandom without a doubt. People are so over the story, Ray. You got to actually drop the facts for not your fans. Your fans will believe and support and say you're doing the righteous thing, but step away from it for a second at some point, some of you guys, and realize this is not good for the greater fandom. I mean, this guy, Chris, is literally turning his whole channel around because he doesn't want to talk about DC anymore because of all this, because he's ashamed. Should he be? What if it's not as bad as Ray's saying, Chris? That's what's so scary about all this. What specifically has Ray shown you, Chris, to say that it's warranted to do what you're about to do and tank your whole channel? That's scary, man. It's so scary what we're doing right now with this fandoms. That's why I want to keep this out there and keep talking about it. Be warned out there. I hope there are DC fans out there that are being rational and don't care about this. And I hope, and I suspect this large fan base of Snyder, cultists and people, it's not as big as they think. And it actually isn't going to make as big of a deal as they think. And the reality is, hopefully the Suicide Squad and the Flash both, and hopefully the Batman are going to just kick so much ass that it doesn't even matter. And people are going to say, Zack Snyder's what? If that happens, then we don't have to worry about this. But this fact that we have to keep drowning out DC news with all of this drama with Zack and Ray spreading this out and this, and here's another thing. And look, I don't even mean to say it to Naga. I want to see the Snyder Cut. I'm excited to watch it. It's also time to move on. Let's get it out. Let's watch it. Let's see what it was. We'll talk about it. It's time for the next movie. It's not going to be a movie that deserves this much attention. I can't think of a movie that deserves this much attention, to be perfectly honest. It's not a Marvel movie. It's not a Star Wars movie. What movie deserves this much attention? It's kind of crazy. So that's my thoughts. As I wanted you to know. Thanks, guys, so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that bell as well. Make sure you're notified and smash that like button. Check out these videos as well. I appreciate all you guys who watch and stay tuned with all this. If you made it this far, show some love in the comments. Thanks, everybody.